do feel like FM should have a resurgence here, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I definitely think FM will put up another close fight, but I mean, resurgence is an interesting phrase. It's discussing a map as if it was a 16-9, a 16-8.
Yeah.
It was 16-13. It came right down to the very end. We saw some very credible performances come out as well, and there's no one you can really look. Of course, we can talk about Nilzinho, 26-20, +6, the only man to be positive for FM eSports, but then Radix as well. Similar sort of thing, up except you have Mole, Smoothie, and Jenko. The only big difference is Mole is very much the top dog.
Interesting that both in-game leaders were leading by example there. Both of them
like
being
that,
the top fraggers. Yeah. Well, it's not what you expect to see, though, which is why it's quite a interesting statistic to actually bring to the table.
Looks like things are about to get themselves going, though, as we dive in towards Cobblestone. Having a bit of a swap amongst these guys. Who's the one player to watch? I'm going to put it on Weber. I think Weber could be very, very capable on Cobblestone. I've seen some nutty stuff from him in the past.
I can give it to Jenko, to be honest. I think Jenko is going to be such a nuisance, especially because we look at the sides that... Yeah, we've had knife, right? Yeah, this is live. So yeah, this is going to be interesting, because Jenko situated towards that B site could be so painful, actually, with his skills. Let's see how it will unfold, though. Early on, you could see FM tiptoeing their way through. So even though they might actually want to go for a hit towards the A-bomb site, they've got a lot of smokes to work with, so they can actually try and burst their way through. Flashbang over from the back of Weber, push in, take that close control, but they need to try and zone out Keita, and he sits up close first to the Matrix. Oh, Keita as well! That is sick. The support player goes huge as he swipes down two men. Fright and Pulse immediately removed. Their heads have been lopped clean off as he starts to back off towards the bomb site. A great way to open it.
I whip out my crystal ball. I predict the future, it seems. I said Keita could show up huge, and that is one way to go about it. A double kill to pierce into the side of FM, as that sets them back so much now, as they have to withdraw from any sort of A push, rekindle their forces, and try and build back up in towards some sort of aggressive suit. Smoothie tapping away with the USP, of course, just doing more insult to injury as he claims just a further life, leaving Stanley and Weber to try and make something out of nothing here. A 2 versus 5. 50 seconds on the clock. A bomb on their back. Popping up a bit of utility, trying to get themselves some sort of segue out towards long, but Smoothie, he's too accurate, too crisp for this, just tapping away, trying to find these frags, and so he will. Jenko supporting him.
That's a massive opening round there as well. Absolutely huge. They want to try and lock it down as much as they can, that CT half. Really slow FM from getting any momentum, because they could be such a powerhouse over on that T half. The thing is, it all boils down to those actual first few gun rounds. FM needs to try and get a bomb plant here so they don't have to completely commit and throw away all 3 rounds here for free to Radix.
SMGs are plenty. Mole, Roma, Keita, Jenko, the core 4 all fielding them. The only man to knock is Smoothie. He'll be there with just the Famous, of course, but at the end of the day, it's a money-making round for Radix, but very important they just get that second. A topic that you certainly do breach, as FM, with these Tech 9s, going to try and go close and personal. Their argument right now is going to be CQB, close combat.
They push their way in. Stanley and Co set themselves up. They have those flashbangs to work with as well, so they're not going to go in dry. They'll play it smart, flashbangs through, try and take your way in, approach around. All-out aggression towards mid actually as well. They're not going to slip up Matrix. Smoothie peeks through, struggling to actually find the frags with the Famous. He couldn't quite control the recoil there. Seems like a little bit of a miscommunication as well, though, as Roma, Keita just look confused. They're going to get taken down. It is a bit of a bloodbath, though, going the way of Radix at this point. This is just Stanley and Fry left, but they fight back with those Tech 9s. Jenko, though, arrives on the scene. A hat trick for him as he starts to shut it down. That is a lot of cash being sent over to him off the back of the UMP kills.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. The problem is they did lose 2 players in the process, which FM, they're not going to be sitting there going, oh, great, we got a bomb on and such, but knowing they got 2 picks, they can at least go, okay, that was an amicable round. That was something that we can try and work with, as they are going to be, well, somewhat trying to have to mold something here with just some Glocks, so it's not really the immediate future they help themselves towards. It's instead going to be that kind of 4th round. This 3rd, however, well, you said the last was a bloodbath. This is just an age of reckoning at this point. These Glocks should just be eaten alive. These SMGs wanting to replenish all that money that was previously lost.
Early damage being done as they just spam away, hoping to at least find something. You can see the frags will actually come through, though, as Jenko and Smoothie pick off Weber and Stanley. This isn't too fantastic. I mean, FM into this round, they're not really expecting to get too much. If they can do damage to the economy of Radix...
Certainly prompts the idea of something fast, though, something quick, aggressive, as they look to go down and dirty, potentially towards this A site, looking at the positioning of this bomb and where its default leads towards.
They're trying to take a fast play, it would seem, possibly into this round. I mean, they just want to try and play it a little bit slow towards the opener, though, as you want to go to the default, try and work out what the opposition are doing. See if Radix are going to play differently on their full buy rather than how they were playing throughout those easier ecos. Molotov will go up. This divides the team a little bit. FM have to fall back. They can't try and get that control towards drop down. This just sort of stagnates them and burns a little bit of time.
Exactly, the entire game plan they had, they were trying to push towards long, they wanted the aggression there, they wanted the quick dip dive down in towards drop zone as well, but both of those portions of the map completely blocked off by the Molotov, which means Radix now, yet again, dictating the flow of FM eSports, pushing them further and further in towards the boxes. The smoke will fade, Kita gonna come up shots, gets the first, a trade from Nilzinho will bring things right back into play, but Smooya with the AWP can just hold tight towards long.
The boost will come up though, Mole put in this elevated angle, the frags starting to come in. Let's see if they can actually do any damage as bullets whiz straight past his ear. Pulse has to try and reposition, work up with the rest of his teammates as they want to go for this hit towards the A bomb site, but look who's there. It's the big man himself, Big Smooth with the AWP in the elevated angle. He does fire down one solitary round, but he can't quite connect on towards anything. Has to reposition, gets himself in towards the backline, scopes in once more. And they flood into him though. Will he actually do some damage as Nilzinho finds a headshot? But there's the response. But unfortunately for him, Stanley catches him off guard. A sublime shot comes out. Stanley as well. Sexy Counter-Strike on display as he shuts them down. Pulse with a headshot as well. And FM somehow start to get some wind under their wings.
Making it work at the end of the day to get themselves that first round on the board, and this is where it all begins. It's their foothold that they can play with. They've got the rifles now still on their backs. Nilzinho as well can get something else to play with here. It is going to be just another AK-47 for him. Radix, they won't go down without a fight. They won't just back away from things, but things get harder and harder. It's more of a trying test for this CT side. Yet again, that aggression is going to be a point of discussion for FM. Stanley already trying to take that fight quick in towards mid. The smoke and the flash both paved the way forward, and Molotov as well to somewhat support. Mole, not quite the man to take the fight. Keita instead with the M4, just tapping away ever so gently.
Just waiting for the right moment to strike, ideally. I mean, Smooya as well doesn't actually have anything to play with into this round. He's just got a deagle. Mole's told him his dues and taken the AWP off him, actually. Franco, they're going to try and make their play over towards side. Nice smoking play. This burns so much time. There's so many awkward angles if you push through that, so you have to just wait. You can't really push in. You've just got to delay so much of the round. So it's smart stuff coming out from Radix right now to try and at least toy with FM, keep them back, keep them unable to try and take the lead into this round.
FM got time to play. With still 50 seconds is a whole lot. Bear in mind, time on a T side is a commodity. It's something you have to spend at your own will. It's yours to toy with. Roma going to try and make a change over towards drop. Just holding close towards window. I like this angle because it really favors an M4A4. He can just let rip with that trigger and just spray them down when they try and push his way.
Looks like the push will start to flood their way in, though. The burst comes out, the absolute explosion on towards the bomb sites. But Weber, Nilzinho, and Pulse doing work right now. The trifecta has shown up. They shut down everyone on the side of Radix, leaving just Mole and Keita left to do work. Mole will find one frag. There's Keita as well with another response back on towards Pulse. He's aware of the actual positions of the rest of the players over on the side of FM. They could do some damage here if they try and retake this together. They'll slowly just bide their time, though. Flashbangs in play. They try and peek over. Weber could be so annoying, such a nuisance from this location.
His position is so strong, all he has to do is just be patient and wait. Weber just going to get that chance. Mole missing the shot right when he had an ability to take him down, as Nilzinho will punish Keita, and things get worse and worse by the second. Mole now just wandering around blind, a deer in headlights over on this B side as he will fall, and FM chime in with just another. They're second on the board as Radix there, presented with just some pistols. They haven't got much at all, if anything, in this sixth. As FM, now they take control, snatching it away from the palms of Radix. Pretty much equalization here, bear in mind. 3 for 3. It's like that first map all over again. Repetition coming back into play.
Yeah, not looking too good here at all for Radix. You don't really expect them to do anything into this following round, right? This is going to be FM just tearing it up right now as they just have so much better arsenal to work with. They can slowly make their approach down towards the side, take those range battles. Jenko's going to be the only ones to actually try and contest. 5-7 in close range by Broken Wall here, though. Could be a bit of a thorn in their side, Flakes.
He's going to start to, well, not even going to start, he's completely blind. In fact, we expected him to tap away. The only man to do anything at all is Mole. He kind of tries, there's a bit of a fight here and there, but FM, they just go, oh, you know, we've got some rifles. We're just going to start tapping with our trigger. We're the ones with that sense of control. And it is just a simple sight take for them. They aren't really complaining at all. The Molotov going to go down as well, just really adding in further pain towards Keita, because where can he go from this? He's got just a P250. Give the guy a break.
It's true. He's getting ready for a pounding to come his way right now as they will flashbang their way through. Keita tries to ward them off, but can't really do too much. Fry will be the one to eliminate him there as FM do lock it down. Nice consistency on display now as they get themselves that third round from the board. But here is where the real game begins once again. Obviously, this is where Radix can reinvest. They can get those M4s out. They don't have the AWP on Smooya or Mole. So maybe this is the opening that FM needed. They have the advantage. Nilzinho, if he tried to play more of a contact style towards that B bomb site, could find them the opening they need to overwhelm.
I think there are certainly a lot of windows that FM have to play with here, but Radix, the same sort of thing, right? If they go smart with some calculated aggression perhaps on towards platform, or just extend that further on towards A, they can get that kind of just information alone to work with to allow them to get themselves these smart rotates. Think about it, they push up through A, they've realized that no one is present in mid or holding at all. They can send someone like Mole over towards this B site right now, which is dear need of support. Smooth has so much to achieve here, but he makes it work, finds a frag with a rifle and gets away with a withdrawal.
Frag starting to come through. Smooth just so much damage there. The 3K already gone his way into this round before he gets blown out the server by Pulse. Nade rolls in and destroys him, leaving it on Nilzinho and Pulse to try and mop this one up. There's 3 men attempted to try and retake the site. Flashbang goes over to try and slow him down. The first one should fall very shortly. Nilzinho taking a massive risk though as he peeks quite wide trying to spot them. Will strike, eliminates Roma. Unfortunately his teammate falls, but Nilzinho keeps it going. A hat-trick for him. Neatly the quad kill, but Mole can respond. The in-game leader will shut him out. Deny FM from getting their 4th round.
Yet again though, it's Nil. Of all players, it has to be Nil, doesn't it? The man to open up with a triple kill. That is still some big play from him. But Mole does one better. He gets that shot, most importantly that frag. And it's a round for Radix to play with. They can mold ahead their future. Because they have some money, they have some rifles, and most importantly, they have themselves that advantage. This second map, bear in mind, is so important for them. Because we're looking at even Stevens right now in terms of series score. It's 1-1.
Yeah, this kind of decides who actually takes the advantage, who gets knocked down a little bit here, as FM came into this with a 1-map advantage, and this is the map we kind of looked at things and went, yeah, they should respond here. They should knock it back, get themselves back into the lead. Mole, he's going to go for the counter boost early. They're getting put up into celebrating angle. Actually straight commits to it as well. I thought he might just sit on the lip and then kill him as the trap push through. But he pushes in. This gives you a massive amount of controls. He can catch him off guard. He's very low though because he's had to fight his way through the Molotov, but gets out okay.
Yeah, thankfully the Molotov was just a little early, allowing him to withdraw eventually, which is just another pick for him. Nilzinho, though, doing more with this AWP. Another frag towards long from Kita. Just begin to equalize things yet again to a 3 versus 3, just leveling the tables. As FM have a lot of time to play with, 1:10 on the clock. It is going to begin to wind its way down, but FM, they can just give themselves a twirl to set themselves up to hold some ankles. As the minute is just so much in Counter-Strike. But there is one positive point for Radix. The amount of utility they've got in their palms right now is actually pretty good. Sure, you look at it and go, it's just 2 Molotovs, 2 flashes and a frag grenade, no smokes. But those Molotovs could be so fruitful in terms of just allaying FM on a quick, aggressive, always just advance out on towards B, which is kind of what we're about to see, really, if you look at towards platform. That Molotov gets well placed in that corner, that push gets halted, we go from 40 seconds down to 20 seconds almost.
Yeah, this is going to be such a hard-fought fight. An absolute slobber knocker going down into this round as they do rev their engines. Their foot is on the pedal, but the first frag will go the way of Stanley, someone that's been playing out of his mind. Let's see if he can try and keep up this aggression. 2 frags already under his belt. Nilzinho with one of his own. Flashbang goes over to try and allow them safe entry. They do peek through. Nilzinho, headshot galore, takes down Jenko, but Smooya fires back. He's also the other pestering AWPer, the one that can be annoying. So much prowess with the weapon. But unfortunately for him, Weber peeks in the nick of time as well, as time is getting very close. If we actually found that frag back on towards Nil, that could have been a completely sour round.
It could have been just done on the basis that a 1 versus 1 with 5 seconds left on the clock. All they had to do was hide.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it goes one clear way. This is getting very much in a bit of a back affair. 4-4, FM refusing to allow Radix to chain things together. Kind of leaves Radix in a bit of a sour spot though. You kind of use that phrase, but rather aptly fit to describe this one, these pistols. Radix is going to have to try and force the issue here, try and go close quarters. Range really isn't going to favour these guys right now.
They're not doing anything too crazy as well. They're playing this out just kind of like a standard rifle round right now. So you imagine it won't really work that well. Obviously, you can trade like that because Mole just did so much damage with his USP before he got punished. So that's pretty good. They get that opening frag on the board. Kita could backstep so huge here as well. That's fantastic from Kita. So smart. He doesn't overcommit as well. He just backs off.
Radix, no need to get antsy here. Just still waiting for FM to make that play there. Pretty much getting all of these picks off of just individual performances right now. Kita looking to go a little bit further up towards long. If they can get the information that it's a rotate coming in towards B, then we could see some sort of repositioning coming. Smooya will gain himself an AK-47 and a smoke still in his pocket, bear in mind.
He is the only one that's really going to be a nuisance. He's the one that has the one-man army. The frontline infantry has actually walled them back off. They're completely aware of what's going on, but can they stop it? Smooya is on the scene, ready to do some damage, ready to get deadly. Headshot comes through, takes down Nilzinho, tries to reposition hungry for more. Just going for these pot shots right now, hoping he can find out where they are, whilst Weber will find the frag back on towards Roma. Weber as well keeps it going. That's the second headshot of the round. Weber, could he do the unthinkable here? Could he roll back the years to the age of Source? Let's see if he can try and keep this up as he roams his way around, hoping to try and do some damage. The spam comes through, but unfortunately Jenko is able to best him.
So much merit goes to the frag grenade there. Just once that gets thrown, not only does that slow him down off the back of that collision, but it just chips away further at what he has on his shoulders. That HP, of course. It means that this tug of war rages onwards. Radix, yet again, with the advantage, but FM, they're going to look to really just play with that. Employ something into this round, something aggressive with his ult perhaps, to catch them right back off guard. They have a healthy buy. Sure, Pulse and Fry are on a bit of a weak point with his pistols, but they're still going to try and make it work. Keita looking to catch him off guard with his M4A4, but only does damage, especially on towards Pulse. That's nothing really. It's just a Tech 9 that was going to go aggressive and more than likely was going to die anyway.
Yeah, he was kind of just a scout into the round. I mean, you can let Pulse try and peek like that. He's just going to sort of poke and prod, force them to possibly make a mistake. I mean, if Pulse and Fry were to push in, you could potentially start a massive over-rotate if they just went for a crazy little push towards that B side, maybe as a fake. But it isn't going to go down that way. They are playing very slow, contact-style approach towards his A-bomb site. They're going to converge at the same time. It just depends if, once again, Keita is going to be a huge nuisance. He's about to make contact. We'll find the fragment towards Pulse. There should be the trade, and it does work out. Stanley finds the headshot back on towards Keita, but now the real game begins.
They slap things down 1 for 1. That is where it all begins. As you mentioned, 5 for 4. Things really beginning to get a little bit more heated. As Smooya, the elevator angle with the AWP, 2 players facing him, decides to withdraw once he spots out Stanley just by the cusp of his shoulder. As the rifle of Stanley will begin to try and, well, have a bit of a fight, but it's not really much impact at all as the shots will miss instead. Well, he curls them round the wall on towards Roma. Roma bats right back. Fry with the Tech 9, catches off 1 in return as well, doing more by the seconds. As it is going to be just a bomb plant for this D-side FM. They have the advantage. They have to bomb down. They've got smoke on door. Radix retaking this. A tough ask.
It's true, this is going to be very hard for them. Especially when Fry's in a position like this. Oh, but he misses the opening shot. The pot shot doesn't come through. Nilzinho, though, will show him how to wield the weapon. Classic Nilzinho on display. Absolutely vintage. Another hat-trick. How many hat-tricks can this man find?
Lille is loving it at this point. 13-6. Is leading by example even fair anymore?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's even justifiable to describe how he is doing right now. 2 phenomenal back-to-back maps for him, having such an impact for FM. He's pretty much one of the core reasons of why they even got 5 rounds and why this war continues to move further forward. Both sides sorting for allies, both sides trying to find that crack they can use to leverage it. Something that just gets them 2 rounds back-to-back. At this point, they don't care about getting just a 1. It's about getting both of them, getting that chain together, because once they do, it gives them economy and it allows them to basically control the half.
Oh no. Smooya being so sneaky. If you don't know where he is, look behind you. He arrives on the scene, ready to do some damage. Struggles a little bit. We'll find 1 frag, hungry for the second, but Weber should dispatch him. Will do so as he tears his way through with that AK-47. Keita is there, though, hungry for more as he furiously taps down with the 5-7, but Weber will be able to dispatch him.
There it is, the first 2 in a row coming in for FM. Let's go hand in hand with that economic discussion, but Radix, they don't just give up. They have enough to get a lot of UMPs out. And they go, you know what? We've bought in with this with worse. Let's just go for it. We've got full utility, 3 UMPs, AWP and M4A1S. That's pretty damn good.
It's true, they've got a lot to play with. I mean, there's a lot of potential if we actually do see Smooya get the opener, potentially with the AWP. I'd like to see him go maybe a little bit more aggressive than we have seen in previous rounds. He is coming towards the B bomb site, though. No tree boost in play. Could be the only downfall. He's
got to deal with double up setup like being employed by a T side. Yeah. Now that's wacky on Cobblestone. You don't see that every single day. It's a very fresh move.
Yeah,
of course, Pulse and Elzinho taking the reins on that one and not used to it. Potentially a bit of an understatement. We don't really see that much at all from FM.
Things as well is you've hit the nail on the head. Pulse being the secondary AWP could be scary.
Well, first shot from Suya will fall short. Smoke is going to go down. A perfect wall coming in towards Rock. Jenko will take the fight, but there is Stanley. He is found as he shall appear for more. Weber eating further on towards Roma, and bit by bit things get better and better if you are an FM fan. Sure, they're all low in terms of HP, just 35 and 12 on Stanley and Pulse in retrospective, but even then, Radix just have 3 players there standing. They're all in the wrong positions. They're pretty much withdrawing. They know it's over Just take these UMPs, take the AWP most importantly into this 13th round.
Yeah, they committed to the save as soon as that site got taken, actually. They lost 2 members and just backed out. They ran away as far as they could, just going for the save. Kind of makes sense because their money isn't going to be fabulous, really. It's going to be kind of awkward following in, obviously, into that next round. So you've got to wonder what they do.
I feel like once we've seen 3 in a row come in for FM, even though usually on paper that would mean kind of almost roughness for Radix, because they have the AWP and the 2 UMPs, sure, it may be a bit of an abrasive round, but they can still make it work just by having that core 3. They'll be able to try and secure some sort of weaponry on towards Roma and Jenko, whether it even is just another 2 light SMGs or even just upgraded pistols. It's a similar round to what FM brought in. It worked for them.
Yeah, it's true. They could. There's still a lot they can actually bring to the table in terms of initiative. They're by no means dried up at all. They're still looking very good. You imagine they'll still have more in their playbook. I just sort of feel like we need to see some more confidence back into them.
Well, this fight was only just beginning. It's an outright brawl in this ring right now. Uppercuts here and there. A quick punch to the gut from Radix, but at the end of the day, it's only damage. Roma in this round dropped to 57. Smooya 8 HP through the edge of the smoke. So down low with this AWP. That is crucial. There's a bit more utility to be expended. Nikita, such a crafty angle to be in. Finds one and then instantly withdraws. Mole pops a flash of his own, waiting for any sort of mid-aggression. Needs to be careful. Peeks of his own volition though, and that is punishing Fry. Just making it happen with the AK-47. 4 for 4. Damage to be done. Smooya solo still is going to be a pertinent point as he burns away in the fire of the flames. Delzinho as well, starting to cement things. Weather combining. Radix left saving with just a singular AK-47. No Kevlar, no utility. Just what he has right in his palms.
Just that AK. That is so scary as well because you just wonder if he can actually ward off this opposition. I mean, he can't go for anything here. Even if they push into him, they probably overpower him. Luckily enough, FM are going to play it smart. They're not going to run the risk. And, their economy isn't that stable in itself. They could afford to hunt maybe potentially with Delzinho, allow him to push in, but obviously he wants to keep that AWP out, so he's not going to run the risk. They let them go through. Jenko will be the only one really with a weapon as they keep on going. It's just complete resets coming out right now. Radix, they had a good start, but now they've just been completely pounded on after and after, round after round. And their economy's just looking worse by the second.
I feel like it's not just economy though. You can look at one very interesting stat, and yeah, sure, stats as we discussed kind of in the intermission is that they don't always tell the full story, but Roma being 1-1-11 right now isn't great.
Yeah.
He needs to do more.
It's not good. He's just a big fan of binary, isn't he?
You just need to see something better from him. Sure, you have these support players, but just being on the bottom end, being close with the team, but still having that gap of 5 or 6 frags is all well and good. But he's impactless right now. Needs to do more.
And Rome is one of those players you expect to be doing damage with the rifle, to be honest. He isn't really a sport player. He's aggressive. He's a very effective fragger. So
there's no excuse, unfortunately, that will save him. Just Cobblestone, clearly not quite his map right now. Kita will start off strong towards long with that frag one towards Fry, though, getting the wheels in motion for a round for Radix. But then Stanley straight back into play. A headshot for him on towards Mole. As a flash comes down towards long, Stanley wanted to go further aggressive. Can he find it? Yes, he can. Looks towards door, looking for the triple kill at this point as he covers off balcony. Roma going to try and respond with his M4A4. But the peak is not being taken, the nade will go out as well, doing even more damage, furthering the extent of what Stanley can do. Finally cut down by Smooya and his trusty EWP though, as things set themselves up for Radix to get closer towards this site, making sure FM can't get that bomb plant down just yet.
it's true. They have to try and delay them, try and force them back, waste as much time as possible, make it really, really awkward here for FM. The backstab from Weber could be so critical. He finds the one opening headshot on towards Smooya. If he can take down Jenko, which he does. Now the round is as good as done. Roma actually might be able to delay a bit though. Knows the bomb's going down, but panics. Seems like he is going to reposition. Delzinho finds the headshot with the Tech 9 of all weapons. And FM link it together. They keep on going, and they're one round away now from having a very dominant 10-5 half. The exact scoreline we saw on the first map.
What are your thoughts on the 10-5? Do you think this is something that is going to lean into the second half as being a huge win-win? Because, I mean, I look at the historics of Cobblestone, 10-5, 6-9, it's sort of standard, really, especially considering FM are on that T side, where they do hold the advantage.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, they should be able to close it out over on that City half. I think a lot of Radix's players here are more effective on City half Cobble. And I don't feel like they've been stepping up. Yeah.
Something to think about, something to reflect on. But for now, it's not a time for any of that, as we need to look dead set towards long. Keita digging his heels in towards this corner, sitting so patiently for Fry, just waiting for him to waltz through in towards his crosshair. But Fry's having none of it. He just won't move at all, waiting for Stanley to come in, and they're going together. Sure, that makes things a little bit more better. But even then, Stanley, he doesn't care either. He's just going to run away. So just screws up everything we draw towards. Fry left to do it all alone, and that right there is a death sentence for him if he tries to commit. Yeah,
he has to give up now. As soon as Keita does that much damage, you know you can't win that duel if you reface, especially as they over-investigate another player there as well. Roma finally gets another frag on the board as he will take down Weber. Pulse can retaliate. Mole could be such a critical machine into this one, though. If he peeks up at the right second, says Peekaboo could do so much work. He's struggling for the reposition, though. He is caught ablaze, and Stanley will try and keep the heat going as well as he burns him away.
They're so low. They've got to deal with Jenko. He right now is the Parasite, holding down, knuckled into this corner. As he just lets rip on the walls, Fry makes that a double kill for Jenko. Just wakes up out of nowhere, right out of slumber, and has a huge impact. Stanley now letting rip with the trigger of his own, but Keita gonna shut that one down. Radix securing a better half, a more healthy half. 6-9.
And that's what I wanted to see from Jenko this entire time, towards that big bomb site. Playing around Fountain like that, finding those shots. Normally he does that so many rounds. Looks like he was struggling a little bit there. Unfortunate as well, but obviously as we do come towards a close, I just want to move into the second half. And we just got to hope, really, that if Radix are going to bounce back early, they get the momentum. The way they're going to start to win this is if they respond off the back of the pistol, get a lot of momentum because of that. They're going to be tearing their way through. Whereas FM, they just need to try and really dig deep, close it out early, and at least get some, make some presence known. Try and delay Radix as long as possible before they can get that all pattern smoother. Really make their economy horrific to work with.
For now, just a few taps here and there. A pleasant surprise coming in from Radix as they do try and lay down some early damage, only catching the shoulder of Pulse, but then it's going to be drop zone, the hot point of contention. Jenko and Mole both combining a double kill, a singular kill. It doesn't even matter at this point as Radix are all over this B site. Nilzinho, the last man remaining, what on earth could he possibly do to save this?
It's a hard question, to be honest with you. I mean, he is going to try and push his way through. He's been performing amazingly, but you can't think that he would possibly pull this one out of the bag. It's just such a hard round, and then you have Keita going to connect the headshot, will take him down to luckily stop any crazy shenanigans from occurring at this point, and the buys will come back into effect as well. The Kalashnikovs have been ordered up. Let's see what they're actually up to go for. If they're just going to go for a straight up hard buy. I mean, two AKs to play. If they take this hit towards the B bomb site, we could always see both of them actually peak from plat, and the rest of the players take control towards drop down.
Certainly is an option. Drop zone has, bear in mind, been a very, very aggro point of this map. Seems like mid as well is going to be a fight to be taken by Keita. Interesting the way he's approaching it with just this UMP, of course. A little bit more range than I'd really like to see. Jenko just going to get that shoulder pick down. Now, the whole plan here from Radix is just to make sure that FM don't go too crazy aggressive with these pistols. They know they're more than likely going to be going aggro here. So what do? You just look to really just hold them off so that when they do face, sure, it might not be a frag, but it's all about the pepper damage you can actually do by it. Jenko actually proving us wrong, gets both of those kills, surviving on 5 HP. Masterclass in SMGs, I give him that.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I mean, the UMP called for a nerf multiple times, and he's showing just why, but fortunately his teammates will start to get dropped. Weber and Fry do some damage here. Jenko being eliminated. Mole removed as well. Weber, with his 5-7 hand, could be so annoying when they actually push into him. He could be very damaging up close personal. Also has to back up a Fry that could opt to just suicide when they push their way through. It doesn't really matter too much. He's low. He could just tear his way through, try and do as much damage as possible as soon as they peek into his crosshairs.
Gets himself set up, playing around this window entrance. Just kind of becoming one with the bush almost. The greenery, the shrubbery that all presents itself around him. That's about all he can really do here for now. Just wait and see if any steps are going to come his way, any frag to present itself ahead to appear. Many realities, many different ways it can come through, but at the end of the day, none of which seems to be the case. It is going to be just walking right into the arms of Weber. We'll go 1-for-1, but there's really no chance in him getting that trade back up towards stairs. Instead, Roman will just take advantage of that, gets himself that headshot. Nilzinho has to go close now with this CZ. Looks like the headshot still. Doesn't find it though, and that pretty much is where things end. That's where the guillotine falls, as Roma will take him down, and Radix, they get themselves just another to play with.
Yes, they do indeed. FM note, looking pretty broken right now. They're going to have to go to the charity shop, see what they can actually scavenge. Bit of a thrift shop. But it's not going to end well. They don't find much. They find 1 P250 flakes.
That's a poor run.
It's a very, very weak buy. And this is where Radix as well have invested interestingly. Smuya, he's going to go for a Bizon, a weapon I haven't seen in an incredibly long time. Keetra's a little bit more smarter. He goes for the Mat 10. They should just tear their way through though, get so much cash here. As FM don't have any armor, they're going to die in a matter of seconds.
Hold on, you're telling me the PP buy isn't your favorite gun at Counter-Strike? I'm disappointed, Jackie. Come on, you got to up your game here, as it is just going to be doing not really anything at all in this round, but hey, it provides the entertainment, the source of enjoyment, as the rest of the frags will be coming into the arms. It's like Smuya, frag grenade for him, and it is just pretty much him just peppering away with this Bison now trying to up the ante somewhat, right through the door. Penetrating really isn't his strong point, but at the end of the day, Stanley, well, he's just being hunted down like a hawk at this point. Stanley will at least tap through with the USP to make it a little bit more exciting, going for the knife, but Smuya, there you have it. We'll find a pick after all.
Yeah, the PP Bizon there shutting down. 64 bullets of pain, obviously. He actually got a fair bit of cash off the back of going for that investment, so you can't really fault him for that.
Just an interesting choice in comparison to a UMP, I guess.
Or just that Mach 10 at like the craziest, right? Like, yeah, very, very interesting. But he will actually be dropped an AWP anyway. That's going to be passed over to him, so he has a weapon to play over into this round. Still has about 4k in the bank as well, so he's sitting pretty healthy. He's not going to be too bothered about that at all. Let's see what level of aggression will be coming their way, though. This time around, Radix focused themselves towards that B-bomb site early. They do have 3 players there, and then 2 for just holding at mid. Smuya is going to be one of them. They're just holding to see if any of the city side of FM will actually peek out, try and take map control.
What I love about Radix right now as well is just the idea of this core 3, Smuya, Keto, and Kita, and Jenko. The trifecta for Radix right now, and it really kind of just lives up to that by the idea they're all sitting on 17 frags. It's credible performance from them that make this work. They're going to go grouped up as a cluster out towards drop, trying to see if they can find an avenue of attack. Stanley just responding with a flash here and there, a Molotov, to make things a little bit more of a boiler room in there. But nothing really comes of it. Radix, they got control of it. Now they got to decide, when do you want to peak?
We meant Gito had finally made it to a UK final for a second there, but let's see how this one will actually boil down. Stanley ready for the push to come his way. Flashbang goes through. He will find the frag back on towards Mole. Takes him down fairly quickly. Keita, seeming like he is hungry to attempt to respond, will make his way through. Just ain't really landing towards the bomb site and tiptoe around, but these angles are covered. Everyone is completely aware of what's going on. They have great crossfire setups as well, but that flashbang does create a little bit of a moment to actually strike. They slip in at the right time, but can they find the frags? Trades galore currently until Roma takes the lead. Headshot goes back, takes now Pulse. Jenko will also be able to eliminate Nilzinho, but Fry is there, ready to try and burn out the opposition.
2 versus 2. Big round for Radix. They want control. They desperately want this map. They want to go 2-1 up in this grand finale. And there's only one way to go about that, and that's to claim victory. Fry playing around Rock, but gets taken advantage of by Roma as the violins begin to set in. Weber trying to advance up towards platform, but they're getting louder and louder at this point as he has so much to do. And this is unfavored for him, bear in mind. This is such a hard fight for him as he begins to peek one out, but gives up. He knows it is all but over. FM, they will lose control. Things fall in landslide fashion towards Radix as they go 10-9 up in this second map.
It's not good, is it? It's not what we expect coming out there. FM struggling at this point as they will let that round slip. They are very close to attempting to respond, but the only thing is, they're not in the best case situation. I mean, if we look at the cash there as well, sitting around 3k on either player. Only one that's actually managed to save anything, of course, is going to be Weber. It's going to take them a while before they can get back in. I mean, we're looking at most likely 11 rounds being secured by the side of Radix here, the mixed squadron that is going toe-to-toe with the #1 UK team right now.
It's crazy that this is actually happening, but we can only give props to Radix right now for making this just this much of a series, really. You can only give them credit where it is due. They're all performing. This trifecta we discussed in the past is really just haunting FM, catching them right from the behind, just making sure that they're always surprised by the positions coming into play. Every element that Radix bring to the table is overcoming FM in these certain little fights. Sure, FM, they're keeping it close, they're getting it down to the nitty-gritty, but we said it was FM coming out on top. But we have to look at this and go, it's 10-9, FM, they're in pistols here, they're relying on Weber making it work with his M4A4. They're going for a bit of a panic boost effectively in towards drop zone right now. Keita will pretty much take this frag if Stanley even decides to let go of Crouch right now.
Well, the thing is, though, both of them playing anti-flash like that, going for the boost, the Molotov does definitely toy with them. And you're absolutely right, Flakes. I mean, I'd be terrified if you came from my behind.
Keita gonna wait, still hungry for that pick if the boost comes in. Well, there you have it, FM. Why not just turn yourself into a buffet? 3-course meal provided to you by Stanley, of course. Willing service, pretty much.
Push will come through. Let's see if they can do the damage here. Unfortunately, Weber, and that's it. Smoothie finds the overrun towards Rever, though. He's actually pushed through, got the angle from mid. That's sick that he's been able to find the kill on towards Matrix. This changes the entire round. There's no longer a crossfire. This A site is going to get overwhelmed. Nilzinho has all of it on his shoulders. We know he can do it, but it's going to be a very hard round.
Just because a man can cope with pressure doesn't mean he isn't going to crumble in the long run. And that right there is a fateful note for Nilzinho, as there is the apple crumble. He will miss that shot. The site is taken. Has to do something towards long right now. Doesn't even get a chance. As Jenko will just rip his head clean off Keita as well, leaving for a shoulderless, as it's just Stanley and Pulse, the last two remaining. FM, they are out of this round. Yet again, Radix, they push further forward. They run into the distance, leaping away, as 12-9 is going to be the scoreline.
Absolutely crazy that this is the way it's currently unfolding. Insane stuff, to say the least. I mean, Pulse is going to try and fire back. He will find that fill on towards Mole, and now just needs to get the hell out of there. But unfortunately for him, Jenko is going to spot him and eliminates him. And most likely we're going to see this pause coming through for FM. Obviously, you would assume this is going to be the tactical, because they're getting pounded on right now. And it's awkward as well, because they were leading. Now all of a sudden, these rounds back to back. I mean, 6 rounds on the trot for Radix. That is crazy.
Let me ask you this, though. Does it remind you of a previous map by any chance? Because that second half was the same thing. Radix, the pain train that just kept on knocking them down, refusing to let them get back up again. Something's got to give. Something's got to change. FM, they're going to be sitting down. They're going to be having a chat. This is a graphic.
I'm sorry.
That's new.
How's that been allowed, by the way?
12-9. I think this is a really fateful point for FM. They've got to sit back. They've got to think for a second and think out just what they can really do here, because you're calling a pause, but you're calling a pause at a moment where money is even stricken. You've got $3,000 on Pulse. You've got $2,300 on Stanley. That's not too much to play with. Sure, you do have players on a bit more of an elevator standpoint, like the likes of Weber and Fryer, with around 4K to play with, but it still means that buy you go into, especially on a CT side, even if you choose for it, it's not going to be shipshape. And that right there is another discussion in itself. Do they opt for another buy, or do they decide to sit back and actually just wait?
It's a hard decision to call for. I mean, the only thing is as well, what's really awkward is because Smee has actually just been able to stay alive so long, and you actually had the AWP drop to him as well. He's got 12k in the bank. He's going to be happy no matter what. Even if they start to lose rounds, he's going to be able to get that AWP out fairly consistently, which is very, very scary, because it just means he's always going to have the weapon he needs to actually perform to a massive standpoint in his hands.
For sure. Things, though, are going to be kicking off. We are going to be going back into the map. 22nd round. FM. CZs, UMPs, a P250. I'm interested, to say the least. This could be a very brutal fight. They're going to be close on towards this platform push. Radix clearly deciding they want to just go a little bit more aggressive on towards Plat this time around. Bear in mind, Plat, when you're on this T side, it's so easy to retake. So they can have a bit of a battle here and there. They can swing a bit, but then they can withdraw. There's no real rush for them to stick around.
It's like FM. Start off playing a game of baseball with an actual baseball bat, and then halfway through, Radix switch it out for a wiffle bat, and they don't quite realise. They're just like, guys, this doesn't seem to be hitting the ball that far.
It's like nothing seems to be working. Why can we not get over the net? God damn it, guys, come on. It's a bit rough.
Brandon, it's not working. Let's see how this
sort it out, Brandon, come on.
will unfold anyway, though, as Nilzinho is going to tiptoe his way down, ready to actually strike. This could be a huge play from FM if they play their cards right, but he breach-fires into the smoke. Makes sense, but obviously, unfortunately for him, he didn't have the 2020 vision we had, so he will start to back off. Weber, though, had the angle, but unfortunately, Jenko was able to get up close to him and execute.
Starting to feel like things are really falling into place for Radix. Everything they want is going their way. The Orpasmooth in position to do a little bit more. Somehow gets a shot down. Damage to be inflicted further and further, as it is just more to be done. FM struggling to find a single alive. Stanley does come out on top. Fry as well chimes in. But this is only a 2 versus 3.
It's true. It's a very awkward round to be in. But
you can see how we have no hope, bear in mind. Just look at the sound of the voices right now. We knew it was over. They knew it was over. There was no tactic in the pushes and the peaks that were taken. It's 13-9. That round was completely gone for them.
Yeah.
Instead, they were smart. They invested in the previous round. They've waited for the money they've got in this round. But this is even more important with this AWP and the rifles that are in play.
I mean, that's the thing. We didn't really worry too much about that round. We weren't that hyped about it because we knew they were kind of just like, slow, right? Go for the pause, get this round over with. Then we have cash friends in the following round. We get the AWP back out. Interestingly, it's not Nilzinho that's going to be done on it. We have Pulse on it. I'm actually quite happy we see Pulse on it. Even though Nilzinho has been consistent here, I think Pulse needs to change.
You look at the way he's been performing. You look at what he's been able to bring into this matchup. What do you do to a player who might not be firing on all cylinders? you do change things up. You give them a different toy to try and play with to get to grips with. This orb could be just that. Can it be that ignition that gets him going?
It's true, this definitely could switch things up just enough that they actually have a bit of a game changer as well. The position he's playing from should be very easy. He's very fast as well. Pulse is unreal when it comes down to getting some of these shots off.
For now, angles to be held, things to be watched. Radix taking no chances at all. You've got to give them props for the strategy they're employing. Neither of us expected any sort of tactical element for them. We thought this would just be a clear-cut mixed team. But there are some very thoughtful decisions going on, and you can only assume that comes from one man, Mole.
Smooth. Let's see how this round is going to go, though. Mole himself will be leading the charge, the in-game leader for the side. But here it is, Pulse. I wanted to see this, and he's playing fantastically so far. The orb's been given to him, and he's doing damage. Unfortunately, he can't quite find the hat-trick. Jenko will strike him down, finds the headshot with the rifle. An artist with the AK as he starts to slay, making FM hit the DECK. Nilzinho, though, starts to reposition, tiptoes up close and personal. Weber will find the headshot back on towards Mole, leaves him in a 2 versus 2. A fantastic situation to be in. They can try and make this one work, as Nilzinho will have to drop on him if he faces slowly edging his way around. They don't know where he is. He peeks out, does damage towards Jenko, but can't quite eliminate him just yet. Roma spots him out, he struggles. Everyone is so low. Surely Weber can find this, will readjust his crosshair. Headshot on towards Jenko, hungry for more, but he struggles. Roma somehow stays alive. 2K for the man. And Radix, 1 round away from match point.
You almost have to say Radix deserved that at this point. What was that flick from Roma?
That's crazy. He was so low. Weber as well. I mean, that's the sort of classic situation you expect him to pick up there. He's always won those.
14-9. Radix, they want this 2-1. It is coming for them too. 2 rounds is all the difference. That is the number right now, the prime one. FM, they're still down in the dirt here. This kind of performance is getting worse and worse by the second, and not only that, it's what they can bring. Now they have to go back into this round. Sure, it's only Stanley really on that weak point, but having these SMGs, it's just really not all that great. And they're not playing to their strengths either. I don't see any of this finesse of playing up close and personal, set yourselves up to go aggressive. We see a little bit of that here, actually, as Pulse gets a triple kill out of nowhere. Can they hold it down?
That is huge from Pulse.
Somehow makes it work.
This is what I wanted to see. This man is such a crazy player, and we've just not seen too much actually come out of him, but luckily enough, he started to get back into his element. Does damage here. This could be a round that FM actually try and keep themselves alive for just that tidbit longer. Mole is going to back away with the bomb, but look at this. Weber is locked and loaded, ready for it. Smart stuff on display, whilst Smooya, his entire job is to try the label. Weber, he gets a little bit overzealous, peeks through. Oh no, now they lose him in a 2 versus 1. It's just Nilzinho on the site to try and ward them off. They're going to take the fight there. They will be backing off as well, but they delay. Nilzinho is going to commit to this as well because all that utility's gone over. He's going to assume because Weber has died, they're going to lap back as well now.
It's just a flash as well. That flash, that last final decision to throw that over, he's so smart. It just delays him. Look at how cautious he's now. He's thinking, all right, it's got to be B. Surely it has got to be B. So he moves over towards Rock. He cements the idea that his feet are stuck. He right now has boots on the ground. Meanwhile, that bomb is going down on towards A. Little does he know, he's got 2 players there hungry for one thing, his head.
Hungry Hippos. Game almost as serious as Nilzinho into this round. Let's see if he can try and close this down as he will make his approach through. Does peek out, rattles down on that M4. Quick on the trigger, but unfortunately Mole was a little bit faster. Does get the refrag, the headshot goes his way. Radix have claimed match point. They are 1 round away from getting the second map on the board, taking the lead over FM in the grand final. It would be a scary feat. FM, you know, every time they make it to these UK Masters finals, they have been dominant. We've only ever seen Kaz pick up the title before them. Is this the time?
Season, that was the origin.
Is this when we actually crown a new victor?
Reigning champs are out. They got the second season, and as you say, it's been so momentous to see their journey throughout UK Masters, but it could be coming in at the most important point. One map could be all the difference. Radix looking for just 5 more picks there. Flash is going to go out. Nilzinho dropping down a frag grenade. That's going to do a fair bit of damage on towards Roma and Kita, but it doesn't matter. Kita still going to find that pick. Fry going to respond, but Jenko just taps right back with a huge 180 spin. Kita, just another one. The orb going to be tagged on down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is done. Radix, they take this map 16-9. Another for them, doing the unexpected, doing what some viewed as the impossible. Radix, they come out on top, and they prove us all wrong.